School buses come in all kind of shapes, small, big, medium size, and everything in between. However, they may not look pretty, some of them do, but they still the safest way of transportation in the United States. Today we're gonna talk about how to know our buses. I'm assuming that if you're new to buses, you don't know how to operate everything. I had to be told by somebody what I know, and I don't know it all anyway. Anyway, we're gonna talk about this. These are the emergency exit. Okay, this is not here for ventilation. All buses have heater, but not all buses have air condition. Like you can see, this unit has air condition. After 2017, in this area of Texas, they are required to have air condition now. Before that, none of them did. Only the ones that are used for special need, special education. So this is supposed to be closed at all times. Okay, if you want to open it, you push in the center or on the sides, and they will open. And some people use this for ventilation also, but they are not for that. They are emergency exit. Read and get familiar on how to open it. So in case of an emergency, and this is obviously only used when the bus falls on the side. If it's laying on the side, you're not going to be able to use the window, because one of them will be on the bottom of the bus on the ground, and the other one will be unable to reach. It will be like this one. It's hard for you to get out of here. Rather, you will use one of these windows. So these are the windows that are emergency exit. And just get familiar with your bus. And they do make a noise when they open by accident. They will be like beep. Even if it's not open, but it's barely open, it's gonna make that noise, and you're not gonna know where it's coming from, because they all trigger the same alarm. This one is 1, 2. There's another one right there, and 2 windows on each side, so that make it 6. Plus the rear door, it will make that noise too. Okay, this door right now, I do not have the key on the ignition, but it will make it. The key is now on the ignition. It's doing its show, like you gotta let it be awake. See? Oh, oh. Remember I told you, if it's not all the way closed, it might look close, but it's not all the way closed, so it's gonna do that noise. I don't want to open this one because it's not gonna make that noise unless I really push it for an emergency, like trying to escape, and then it's gonna make that noise. But sometimes they make the noise and you don't know where it's coming from, because they do look close all the way, but there is some plastic here that need to be pushed against each other to stop the alarm from going on. So the rear door will do the same thing. So sometimes they might seem to be close, but they are not, and that's the noise that you hear. And I'll tell you another thing that can happen. You need a CB radio for your purpose, because you are an RV operator now, and you need to know what's going on the road. So you need to communicate with other people, and even if you don't communicate with anybody, you will be able to hear where is a traffic situation, an accident, or which road they're taking. Or it's very important to use a CB radio. Buy a good antenna, but a CB radio is something very important, and you can get one, a Cobra Classic, something for about $80. I like to hear what's going on the road, and if I need help, I can call for help. You tune it into channel 9 and you call for help. The police usually on those small towns on the road, they have a TV radio hanging somewhere in their office, and they tune it to channel 9. So if you go to channel 9, you can call for help. Or you go to channel 19, channel 19, and all the 18-wheeler truck drivers on the road have channel 19, and they can call for help for you. And so a CB radio is something very important to have, and you can always use your CB radio. The Some of them reach up to 5 miles, and if they on a straight line, they might be 10, 15 miles. I don't know. But it's good to have communication with other people. Very often, places that we go, there is no cell phone antenna around. First aid kit. I have one right here. You don't see it, it's not on the frame, but let me bring it onto the frame. Right there on the floor, right here. Is this a first aid kit? That you have to have that on your bus, on your RV, because again, also when you go hiking, you need to bring it with you, or have one portable that you can carry on your backpack in case something happens. Most commonly, what happens might be the snake might bite you. You make sure you have and know how to use the snake first aid. These buses are being set up to run only 50 miles per hour, 50. And this one goes 55. But when it's your bus, as a school bus cannot go any faster by law. But if it's your bus, like mine can go 80, 90, I only go 70, just for my own safety. I'm not used to driving fast, but I had driven it up to 85 just to see if it's still gonna keep going, and it does. On the open highway, I done that. And having good tires, that's another thing. The small buses are very dangerous. So I'm glad they don't go any faster, because it feels like they're not gonna hold to the road real good. So shock absorbers, you have to change your shock absorbers, and tires, make sure they're still good. So if your tires are good, then keep them. But if not, they're about $300 a piece. They're not that expensive compared to the safety. And the governor, and if he's gonna have to have, pretty much you're gonna have to go to the dealer to have that speed governor open, so you can drive a little faster. But safety first. If your bus doesn't feel safe going over 50, 55 miles an hour, don't run too fast. But if you feel like the bus is holding together pretty good and it's safe to turn and all that, then go ahead and do it. It's not that expensive, and it will save you time on the road. Now that I'm here, I want to talk about something that not all buses are the same. I have a lot of different models right now here around me, but this bus in particular will be good to show you what I'm trying to tell you. The parking brake. When you get to the place, this is the only stopping mechanism for this brake, for these buses. If this brake is pushed down, the bus will go on its own free and hurt somebody, or have an accident, and we don't want that. So, but these buses have a safety mechanism, but that you turn it on, right, and you put it on gear. It's running right now. I hope you can hear it. This is quiet. Okay, my feet are here. I'm not pushing accelerator or brake, nothing. And then I release the brake. Now I will push the accelerator only, and the bus is not moving. It's not going anywhere. Why? In order for me to release the brake and be able to move, I have to push the brake real hard, bring this up and down, the gear lever, and now release it, and it will move now. So I'm gonna turn it off. That's what happens when you, if your bus doesn't want to move, that's what you need to do. Push the brake real hard, move this lever, push the brake, but while you're still pushing the brake hard. Air brakes are very safe. But to me, these buses having only that way to stop the bus is kind of, when you're parking and you having fun, say you go to your RV park and leave the bus there, and you have small children, they may push the brake and they will release the bus and the bus will go. To keep it from happening, what you need to do and make this a habit, every time you know you're gonna park there for a long time or for a while, with the bus off, push until there's no air on the tank. That way, next time you need to move it, you're gonna have to turn it on, let it run a little bit, the air build up like within a minute or two, around 10, 14 years old, they don't know how to operate, and if they push the brake, and the older models, they will just go. They don't have the safety feature that this one had, that you have to be literally sitting down, pushing hard on the brakes while you do all that show that I just told you. But other vehicles, they are equipped with air brakes. If you push the brake, there's nothing else stopping. There's no automatic transmission. There is no gear, nothing stopping. But so you need to be careful with that, and please let all the air out when you know you're gonna park there for the night or for a day or even for hours. But you have your kids right there, and they may go to the instrument and start messing with the bus. Safety first, please. If you're planning on buying a bus, if you see a newer bus for sale, they're selling it for a reason. It's better to have a dinosaur that keep moving than having a brand new, beautiful looking bus with air conditioning and all the 9 yards, but it's gonna keep breaking on you. We have brand new buses that will not keep for more than a year because they keep breaking and breaking and breaking, and we keep fixing it and until we decided to sell it. When I say we, I just say the company decided to sell them. And the dealer keep them most of the time trying to figure out what was wrong, and they just could never figure it out, and keep burning, breaking down. And I could tell you a list of things that, like, out of maybe 80 buses, 3 buses we had to sell them within the first 2 years of use or service. And we still have some old buses, 18 years old, 15 to 18 years old, that were supposed to be sold already, but they're still here, and we're gonna put them up for sale pretty soon. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of buses look beautiful because they are new. They drive real good and easy to stop, to go. But the problem is that if it's too good to be true, it might be. Make sure you know what all these buttons are. You don't want to be looking for it in the dark. Get familiar with all of the instruments before you depart. Make sure you know what all these buttons are for, especially your wipers and light. All the buses with wheelchair lift are equipped with sensors that will keep the bus from moving if it senses the door is open or is not well closed. Sensors are located on more than one place. Make sure you know where all of them are. These small switches are very similar to the one you find on your car door. When you open the door, the light comes on. So this functions the same way. This bar right here pushes the switch telling that the door is closed. Make sure you don't have another little switch on the back door. It's not all the time, but sometimes they have a small switch over here that also will keep the bus from turning on or getting out of neutral. This is how it looks from the outside. It has to be completely closed. This is open. Now when I bring it down, it's closed. Make sure you have it in the closed position, like this. Make sure you don't catch your fingers with this door. There's no room for the fingers. You gotta be careful when you're closing this lever. Make sure your passengers don't come to the back door and play with this. There is no toy. This can cut your fingers. Be careful. Safety first. Remember that this is an emergency door, so when you open, on case of an emergency, it will still lock when you open it completely out. And to close it, you have to extend it even more. Again, once again, you go to the right, completely open. Right now it won't close, but then you push it all the way open, and now it will close. Right there. That is the safety holder right there. Now you can bring it in. Just like this. But remember, if you have somebody on inside, make sure you bring this down slowly. Don't cut someone's finger. Okay? I will be making a second video, second part of this, where I'm going to be talking about breakdowns. Sometimes when the buses do break down, it's because the cable got hot, and all we have to do is kind of open this door. Let me explain. You will have to bring this battery tray. You pick this over here, you put it all the way out, and replace the fuse that are here. Okay, so you may want to keep this on your back somewhere, and keep a box with some parts, and keep some of these fuses because they do go bad. If you don't have the fuse, just cut it before and after and put them together to make the bridge, and then whenever you can, you need to replace the fuse and fix this, replace it with another or equal strength. It's obvious that that's not going to be the only thing that can go wrong on your bus. Sometimes it's a relay. All of these are relays, and they all are the same. You can smell for burnt or pull them out and see it. If they look burnt, you need to replace them. On this particular model, all of the relays are the same. You can switch them around. For example, you can see the one that is burnt, and you can switch it for one that's in good condition. Now we're going to talk about heater. This is the heater valve. You will find two of them that you need to close, 1 and 2. This way is closed, and this way is open. And this is another model with different looking valves. Both of them need to be closed in the summer, otherwise the heat will go through even if you don't turn the heater on. Make sure they are closed. This is open, but you can turn it to the right like you closing a faucet. On part 2 of this video, you will find more explanation about the heater valve, how they work, how they operate, and where to find the valves. They are by the door side. And you close these two valves inside the hood, under the hood, and this one by the left foot of the driver is inside the cabin by the driver.